Ivanka Trump quietly returned to the campaign trail Thursday, amid a storm of reports describing her presidential candidate father Donald Trump as a predatory misogynist of the worst kind. Donald's favorite child, the poised working mom ambassador to women voters, met with his supporters in several small campaign stops in the Philadelphia suburbs. These coffees with Ivanka marked the 34-year-old's first public appearance since Sunday night's presidential debate, one of the key events in what's been one of the most degrading weeks in American political history. If it's been an agonizing week for the American public, I can imagine it's been a particularly horrific week for Ivanka, especially given revelations about her father's crude references to her voluptuousness in conversations with Howard Stern. For a moment, I'm tempted to suspend my months-long anger towards her and almost feel sympathy, the loving daughter tasked with stumping for a man that all but his most fervent supporters now view as a Chernobyl-sized contamination of the political landscape. And yet, I get angry again. Like her father, she seems to have no shame. There she was in photos in Malvern, Pennsylvania, of course looking radiant with her glossy blonde hair, red lips, and form-fitting sheath. In that carefully stage-managed forum, she didn't have to explain how she could go on CBS a month ago to dismiss the false narrative about her father, or proclaim last spring he's not a groper in response to earlier reports about his treatment of women. If this week showcased the spectacular meltdown of Trump's presidential campaign, it also provided a view into how far Ivanka Trump's reputation has suffered for her father's sins. And, in my schadenfreude way, I couldn't be more relieved. Over much of her father's toxic campaign, I got aggravated by the way she continued to enjoy universal immunity as Donald's calm, reasonable surrogate. Sure, the reality show mogul spouted despicable things about Mexicans, Muslim Americans, immigrants and, of course, women. But he couldn't be that bad, right? Not if he had a daughter like Ivanka. Or so we were told, even by the so-called liberal mainstream media. Ivanka's mere existence, the well-mannered, Ivy League-educated entrepreneur mom, was offered up as proof that Donald cares about the hopes and dreams of women. And Ivanka, a vice president in his Trump organization, seemed more than eager and willing to offer herself up in this way. After Ivanka's prime-time moment, introducing her father at the Republican National Convention in July, Donald proclaimed, "Look, if I have kids that like me that much, how bad could I be, right? Right? And they love their daddy." It was all too much. But I wasn't alone in feeling this way. Following the Republican convention, New Yorker writer Emily Nussbaum became the first major journalist to call Ivanka on her you-know-what. Ivanka wasn't just playing the loyal daughter, Nussbaum pointed out. As one of Donald's most trusted advisors, she also served as his chief enabler. She wrote, Ivanka made the choice to use her gifts to prop up her father's ugly and xenophobic campaign, employing her charm as a kind of weaponized graciousness. By August, Ivanka began to face an increasingly skeptical media. She didn't have an easy time touting her father's proposed maternity leave and childcare policies as proof that he's a friend of working women or regular people. Soon came reports alleging sketchy practices when it comes to family leave and workplace conditions at the Trump Organization, her Ivanka Trump Company, or companies contracted to manufacture her line of clothing and accessories.